I hope that the people of New Hampshire will give me a listen. Nobody knows who I am or what I stand for or what I've done yet.
We came into to New Hampshire, made deep friends here, and for all those reasons, we are going to win this thing.
I am looking forward to traveling around New Hampshire, sitting down in people's living rooms and coffee shops.
If we break through in New Hampshire, they're not going to be able to stop me.
What can I say? I love the people of New Hampshire.
You cannot buy an election in the state of New Hampshire, my dear friend.
This state is going to play as huge and prominent a role in nominating the next president of the United States as it always has.
Our thanks and our joy goes out to you, the people of New Hampshire. This is the first, and it sure is the best.
And from the diners to the living rooms to the coffee shops, the First in the Nation primary can make or break a campaign. We have seen it happen before.
And Granite Staters don't even wait for the sun to rise to start casting those critical ballots. Another New Hampshire tradition is midnight voting. Now, just over an hour away at this point.
It's close. WMUR's Ray Brewer live in Dixville Notch for tonight's vote. Tell us about it, Ray.
Well, Jen, they've been holding the midnight voting here in Dixville Notch since the presidential election of 1960 and for primaries since 1964. We're in a little bit different place. We're in the Tillotson House, which is named after the man who started the tradition of midnight voting. We'll take a look around. You can see there are the voting places, the voting booths, where the 6 voters, the 4 Republicans and 2 undeclared voters will fill out their ballots and then cast them in the ballot box that has been there since that 1960 election. Take a little bit more look around the room here, and you can see there where the votes will be tallied. Now, you just see the 3 names up there, but there is more room to write in names if other people get votes. And again, there are just 6 voters. And you can see the crowd that's gathered here. 6 votes haven't drawn this much attention unless maybe it's a U.S. Supreme Court case. But I've spoken to journalists from all over the world. There are journalists from Japan, the Philippines, and then there are also people here from Denmark. And then in terms of the voters themselves, this is something that they take very seriously.
First to vote in an extremely important election this year. Our little community is going to do our civic democratic process. 100% of the people will vote, and you'll know the results at about 12:15.
Now, normally we would be awaiting the results from 3 New Hampshire localities, but Millsfield opted not to hold midnight voting. Town spokesman said that there's just simply the population is getting a little too old to be out there at midnight. And Hart's location, the other one, with their 21 voters, well, they opted for the more reasonable time, 11 to 7. So truly tonight, all eyes will be on Dixville Notch.
And Ray, we know that the Balsams is undergoing this big renovation, so there is hope that 6 registered voters this primary may yield more registered voters by the next one.
That's right, Jen. And if you look back in history, you can see that there were a lot more people when the Balsams was up and running. It really was a great party. You had people coming from all over the world dressed in costumes to witness democracy in action.
We can't wait to see it in about an hour's time. All right, Ray Brewer, we'll check in with you in just a little bit.
Thank you, Ray.
So now with so many candidates out of the race, another question in this primary is, what do you do? It's an interesting one. What do you do if you sent in your absentee ballot, but then since that time, the candidate you selected is no longer running?
Right. WMUR's Tim Callery live in Manchester now with a look at some options for voters in that situation. Tim?
Well, absentee ballots have to be mailed in by 5 p.m. on Election Day. So as you can imagine, there are probably a lot of people who have already sent theirs in. So the Secretary of State's office says if a person has voted absentee for a candidate who has since dropped out of this primary, the only way they can change their vote is if they go to their local polling place on Election Day and vote before absentee ballots are processed. That typically happens at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Election Day. Some polling places will start 2 hours after the polls open. Now that can create some extra work for moderators, but Secretary of State Dave Scanlon says poll workers are ready for anything.
Usually some fires that flare up on Election Day, but we're ready to deal with those.
And Scanlon says moderators have also called in extra hands to help with counting write-in ballots. Reporting in Manchester, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Talk more a bit about that now. Political Director Adam Sexton, Scott Spradling, both standing by for us.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, look, robocall shenanigans on the eve of an election here in the Granite State, that is nothing new, especially if you've been around the politics in the state. But the notion of now maybe an AI deep fake, a voice of a current president, that's kind of a new frontier.
Yeah, right. It's going to be very different, and this is probably a taste of what the future could be like, Scott. And this is a very unique situation because, you've covered politics a long time. I've been around a long time. It's very rare that they're able to prosecute these cases.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, I'm old enough to remember that stealing signs from the side of the road was a big deal. So this is a complicated and Wild West kind of scenario. AI is still an untested world. We don't know how sophisticated it can be. It's hard to police. It can be hard to tell the difference. So for something like this to be happening in New Hampshire, it's really unfortunate. But I guess on the flip side, with WMUR and so many covering this, it is truly reminding Democrats who want to vote what their options are and the fact that they can write in Joe Biden if that's what they want to do.
Right, and certainly it increases the importance of getting a diversity of news sources. If you're just coming on your social media feed, that might not be the most trustworthy experience anymore. But in terms of this story, not a great experience for the Democrats having this robocall go out. However, they got the entire morning news cycle was all about it, right? And that's not insignificant.
No, it's not. It really isn't. And there's a lot of question about whether the vote matters for Democrats tomorrow. And I have to say to New Hampshire Democrats, absolutely it matters. You should get out there. You should definitely vote. And I believe that the DNC, I'm with Ray Buckley, I believe the DNC at the end of the day this summer is going to say, you know what, New Hampshire voted, we got to count these delegates, they're a part of the process, kumbaya, because New Hampshire is going to matter in November. It's going to be close, especially if we're shaping up for Trump versus Biden. This is not going to be a blowout win in this state.
And ultimately, the biggest problem, most likely, with South Carolina is that it's not a Democratic state.
Right.
They moved it to a place that does not have the fertile ground for the Democratic Party normally.
Point.
Dean Phillips. Says he wants over 20% in this primary. What is his magic number to be able to move on to wherever he wants to go next, I think Michigan, and continue his challenge to Biden?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I think if he does get 20% or better, that's a really impressive statistic for the state of New Hampshire. And so we'll have to see. If he's able to break that number, it does send a message that maybe the New Hampshire Democratic Party and Democrats around the country, perhaps they aren't as excited about their guy as they could be. And it certainly is a black eye for the White House, considering he decided he was not going to campaign at all in New Hampshire. You don't show up and you can pay the price at the ballot box.
Right. You got to wonder if maybe sometime tomorrow night, as we're waiting to get those write-in ballots, maybe Dean Phillips pulls a Bill Clinton and is like, hey, here I am, folks. I did really well, better than expected. On we go before all that write-in wave comes in.
So. And listen, making a good first impression. If he's serious about wanting this job and is understanding the odds, he could still be setting it up for 2028.
All right, Scott Spradling, always great to get your insight. We appreciate it. And Jen and Steve, back to you.
Okay, you too. Thank you. And more on that write-in process. There is a process attached to this. Yes, it is brand new, but it's something that you and I will be able to talk a lot more about tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a lot that's gone into it, and we got more after this.